All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on Double Take Sports Talks with the Watch Brothers, we will have, of course, stats for the game from Week 3, predictions for Week 4, and what you need to know also for Week 4. We'll have headlines, one headline that we're going to discuss that includes Carmelo Anthony, and our final thoughts and what stood out to us for Week 3. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Double Take Sports Talk is next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our show. I'm Daryl Watts. Say hello, Daryl Watts, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Daryl Watts, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just living the day as usual.
Always.
In paradise.
Always.
Yep. All right. We got a pretty interesting Week 4. That also includes the Monday night game of the Redskins and the Chiefs.
Very interesting game.
It's going
to be interesting.
Very interesting game. And then, of course, you got the AFC North rival with the Steelers and the Ravens also.
That is the storyline of Week 4.
Yep, that's going to be the story of Week 4, the headline for Week 4.
I hate that they put it as a 1 o'clock game. That should replace the trashy Sunday night game they got on the schedule.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That should be a 1 o'clock game. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. So, yeah, we'll get to our predictions here a little later on in the podcast. But until then, Darren, you ready to get this Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers episode going?
Let's hit it.
All right, let's do this. All right. On this portion of the podcast, we're going to go ahead and take us some quick stats from Week 3, of course, as usual. Some pretty interesting stats on here that we need to examine and take a look at. These are from the 9:30 a.m., of course, the only 9:30 a.m. game, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games from Sunday, September 24th. That is the third week of the 2017 season. We're going to kick this one off with the impressive Jacksonville Jaguars. They defeated the Baltimore Ravens 44-7 in front of 84,592 fans at London's Wembley Stadium.
There is something about Jacksonville when they play in London. You now see this. There is something about them playing in London.
And I
don't know what it is.
I'm going to put up a note here in a second that describes what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay. They defeated Baltimore 44-7 in front of 84,592 fans at London's Wembley Stadium in the first of a record 4 2017 London Series games in the United Kingdom. Jaguars tight end Mercedes Lewis had 3 touchdown catches, the most touchdown receptions by a player in a London Series game since its inception in 2007, and tied with Allen Robinson from December 6th of 2015 at Tennessee and Jimmy Smith September 10th of 2000 at Baltimore for the most touchdown catches in a single game in franchise history. Now, Derek, the Jaguars have won their past 3 London Series games. These 30 points in each of these victories. So that right there, to me, that's the biggest impress right there. The last 3, and they're scoring at least 30 points in each of those victories. Of course, the Colts, the Ravens, and there was one more team they played. I forgot who it was.
I want to say Houston.
You might be right.
I want to say Houston.
You might be right.
I might be wrong. I think it's Houston.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the New England Patriots. Doo.
Patriots supposed to win that game. He was supposed to win that game. Very nice to say.
For all the obvious reasons. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady completed 25 of 35 passes for a 71.4 percentage for 378 yards with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions for 146.2 passer rating in the Patriots' 36-33 win over Houston. Brady has 6 career games with at least 5 touchdown passes and no interceptions. The second most in NFL history. Only Drew Brees with 7 has more such games. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski had a touchdown reception in the team's win against Houston. He appeared in his 91st career game on Sunday. Has 70 career touchdown passes and is his 5th fastest player in NFL history to reach 70 career touchdown receptions. Only Pro Football Hall of Famers Lance Alworth with 80 games, Jerry Rice with 81, and Don Hudson with 85, and of course Randall Moss with 89 reached 70 career touchdown receptions in fewer games. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs. Mr. Badass here, I should say. Rookie running back Kareem Hunt had 183 scrimmage yards, which included 172 rushing and 11 receiving, including a 69-yard touchdown run in the Chiefs' 24-10 win in Los Angeles. Against the Chargers, I should say. Let me just put it like that. It's probably about 18 million.
Los Angeles teams.
Yeah. He had 6 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 2 receiving in his first 3 career games, tied with Billy Sims with the 1980 Detroit Lions and Dutch Sterneman with the 1920s Decatur Stanleys for the most touchdowns by a player in his first 3 career games. He, who also has 538 scrimmage yards through 3 games, surpassed Sid Blanks of the 1964 Houston Oilers with 452, for the second most scrimmage yards by a player in his first 3 career games. Only Billy Sims, with 562, has more scrimmage yards in his first 3 career games. Bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Rookie kicker Jake Elliott converted a 61-yard game-winning field goal as time expired in the Eagles' 27-24 victory over the New York Giants. His 61-yard field goal is the longest by a rookie in NFL history and tied for the 3rd longest game-ending field goal in league annals, trailing only Tom Dempsey with 63 yards back in November 8, 1970, and Matt Bryant with 62 back in October 22, 2006. Cincinnati Bengals. Wide receiver A.J. Green had 10 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown in the Bengals' overtime loss at Green Bay. A.J. Green, who recorded his 500th reception and his 50th touchdown catch in his 89th career game on Sunday, joins Pro Football Hall of Famers, of course, Marvin Harrison and Larry Fitzgerald, as the only players in NFL history with at least 500 catches and 50 touchdown receptions in his first 90 career games. Oh, wow. I didn't know he short-lived that career. Ooh. Moving on to the New York Giants. A wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., had 9 catches, including 2 touchdown receptions in the team's loss at Philadelphia. Beckham, who has 301 receptions in 45 career games, reached 300 career receptions in the fewest games in NFL history, surpassing one Anquan Bolden, who recorded his 300th career reception in his 47th career game. Lastly, but not least, the Minnesota Vikings. Quarterback Case Keenum completed 25 of 33 passes for 76% for 369 yards with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions for 142.1 passer rating in the Vikings' 34-17 win against Tampa Bay. Keenum is the second quarterback in franchise history due to Tommy Kramer from December 14, 1980 versus Cleveland to complete at least 75% of his passes with at least 360 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions in a single game. Well, that sounds about right. If you couldn't do it with the Los Angeles Rams, why the hell do you think you could do it with the Minnesota Vikings? Oh, well. That's all I got for the stats from Sunday.
Just one note. Okay. Joe Flacco, 12% rating. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, they got benched in the fourth quarter. Sad.
12 passer rating? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's sad.
That's all I have.
So that's all I got for the stats of the game. That was, of course, from the 9:30 a.m. game, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games for September 24th. That was the third week of the 2017 season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. What to look for, week 4. Here we go. I'm going to kick this one off with the Kansas City Chiefs. Rookie running back Kareem Hunt had 183 scrimmage yards, 172 rushing, and 11 receiving, and 1 rushing touchdown in the Chiefs' 24-10 win at Los Angeles when they played the Chargers in Week 3. With 30 scrimmage yards in Week 4 against Washington on Monday night, he will have 538 scrimmage yards in his first 3 games. He will surpass Adrian Peterson with 549 back in 2007 and Pro Football Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson with 567 back in 1983 for the second most scrimmage yards by a rookie in his team's first 4 games of the season. Moving on to the Los Angeles Rams. Running back Todd Gurley had 3 touchdowns, which include 2 rushing and 1 receiving in the team's 41-39 win at San Francisco Thursday night. Kansas City's rookie running back Kareem Hunt rushed for a touchdown. Oops, yeah, I'm right. Sorry. He had rushed for a touchdown in the Chiefs' 24-10 victory against the Chargers. Gurley and Hunt have 6 touchdowns each through 3 games this season. With 3 touchdowns in Week 4, Todd Gurley and Kareem Hunt will tie Pro Football Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith and Stephen Davis for the second most touchdowns by a player in the team's first 4 games to start a season. With 2 touchdowns in Week 4, Gurley and Hunt will become the first pair of players to each have 8 total touchdowns through their team's first 4 games of the season in the same season in NFL history. Kareem Hunt, who currently leads all rookies with 6 total touchdowns, need 2 more to tie Phil Pascal of the 1943 New York Giants with 8 touchdowns for the most touchdowns by a rookie in his team's first 4 games of a season. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers passed for 313 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Packers' 27-24 overtime win against Cincinnati in Week 3. Aaron Rodgers, who ranks 2nd in the NFL with 967 passing yards this season, has at least 300 passing yards in each of his team's first 3 games. With at least 300 passing yards against Chicago on Thursday night, Aaron Rodgers will become the 5th quarterback in NFL history to record 300 or more passing yards in each of his team's first 4 games of a season. And also moving on to New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints and Kansas City Chiefs again. There are 3 quarterbacks: New England's Tom Brady, New Orleans' Drew Brees, and Kansas City's Alex Smith have at least 750 passing yards, 6 touchdown passes, and no interceptions through Week 3. Brady, Brees, and Smith look to join an exclusive club this week. Tom Brady, who has 1,092 passing yards with 8 touchdowns and no interceptions, is looking to become the first player in NFL history to pass it for at least 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns and no interceptions through his team's first 4 games twice in his career, having also accomplished that feat back in 2015. Drew Brees, with 867 passing yards for 6 touchdowns, and Alex Smith with 774 passing yards and 7 touchdowns, are looking to join Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Don Meredith as the only quarterbacks to pass for at least 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns and no interceptions to the team's first 4 games of the season. Moving on to the Washington Redskins. Quarterback Kirk Cousins completed 25 of 30 passes, which was 83% of it, for 365 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions for 150.7 passer rating in the Redskins' 27-10 win over Oakland in Week 3. Kirk Cousins, who has 12,897 career passing yards, who'll be playing in his 50th career game when the Redskins visit Kansas City on Monday night. With 103 passing yards against the Chiefs, he would become the 6th quarterback in NFL history to record at least 13,000 passing yards in his first 50 career games. Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins, I should say. Let me take that back. Who has thrown 43 interceptions, can have the fewest interceptions through 50 career games among the quarterbacks who reached 13,000 passing yards during that span. And moving on to lastly but not least, the Indianapolis Colts kicker Adam Vinatieri has made 534 career field goals during his 22-year career. With 4 field goals against Seattle on Sunday night, he would tie Gary Anderson with 538 for the second most made field goals in NFL history. Vinatieri is the only player in NFL history to make at least 250 field goals with 2 different teams, converting 263 with New England from 1996 to 2005 and 271 with the Colts from 2006 to now. That is what you need to know for week 3. That is via NFL Communications. All right, ladies and gentlemen, best part of this, predictions for week 4. Granted, week 3 was pretty bad for us.
Yes, it was.
So I'm just going to let that bygones be bygones, move on from it.
Well, before we move on from it, just to share what's been going on, because I don't think I've done it the last couple podcasts. Week 1, Daryl, for you was 11-4. Considering that Miami and Tampa Bay did not play, you went 12-4 the second week, and then this past week, unupdated is unofficial until after Monday, 6-9. I also went 11-4 in week 1, went 13-3 week 2, and week 3, once again, unofficial until after Monday Night Football, 7-8. Tonight's game will determine it all, rather if you will go 6-10 or if you will go 7-9. It would determine for me if I would go 7-9 or if I would go
8-8.
Thank you. Kind of lost my head there. You have an overall record of 29-17 on the year thus far, and I have an overall record of 31-15 on the year. 2 games ahead of you.
Okay.
So now that you said let bygones be bygones, done deal.
All right.
Check.
So, ready for week 4? Like I said, we lined up some pretty interesting games here. You ready to rock week 4?
Yeah, let's rock week 4.
All right, let's do this.
All right, before we go into the predictions, I just want to throw a reminder out there. This is a pre-recording on Monday night. Well, Monday morning in particularly. Flexing schedules are in effect. So any of these games can be changed. Any of these games can be canceled. So anything after Monday, have no control over. Just throwing it out there now because this is a Monday morning recording. Well, a Monday afternoon recording. Yeah, Monday afternoon recording. So this is just to throw that out there for our time constraints. All right. Again, the story for week 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers at Baltimore Ravens. Just to throw that out there. That is the story for week 4. On to the predictions for week 4. We will start out with the Thursday night game, September 28th, 8:25 on CBS and NFL Network. We have the NFC North divisional rivals, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Once again, unofficial 1-2 Chicago Bears. Well, actually, this is official. 1-2 Chicago Bears against the 2-1 Green Bay Packers. Daryl, just a little bit of quick information. Mm-hmm. Green Bay won the last game, December 18, 2016, 30-27. And Green Bay also won the last matchup in 2016, October 20th, 26-10. And then the Bears won 2015, November 26, 17-13. That being said, Daryl, who do you have in this game?
Packers.
No doubt. No doubt. I definitely agree. Green Bay. No introduction, no need to be said on that. All right. Next game, London game, 9:30 a.m. United States time for most people. This is Eastern Standard Times, 9:30 a.m. and it's actually 1 o'clock game in London. We have the 1-2 New Orleans Saints going up against the 1-1 Miami Dolphins. Let me make sure I got that right. I do. 1-2 New Orleans Saints going up against the 1-1 Miami Dolphins. Just to recap some of the last 3 games. New Orleans spanked Miami in September 30th of 2013, 38-17. Preseason game, August 29, 2013, Miami won by 3 points, 24-21. And the regular season game, this was when New Orleans was on fire. They had an undefeated record of, I want to say, maybe 6-0 or 7-0. Beat the Miami Dolphins 46-34, October 25th of 2009. That being said, Daryl, who do you have in this game?
Saints.
Agreed. Once again, no introduction. Miami, they looking fairly decent, but not decent enough like how New Orleans just did this past week, beat the snot out of the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. One of the games that we said that Carolina was going to win, and they did not last week.
Lord help us.
Yeah, no kidding.
I need holy water.
All right. There we go. All right, next game. 1 o'clock games. 1 o'clock on CBS. We have the 2-1 Tennessee the 2-1 Tennessee Titans going up against the 1-2 Houston Texans. Let's recap the last 3. This is the AFC South battle. Let's go over the last 3 games for both of these teams. The Titans won just earlier in the year, January 1st of the last season game of the 2016-2017 season. Tennessee won 24-17. 2016, October 2nd, Houston won by a touchdown, 27-20. And on 2015, Houston won that game 34-6. Now, considering that both teams are pretty strong this year, they had some up and down battles, but both of these teams are very strong this season. So this is something to determine here.
It's a battle.
Yes, it's going to be a battle. Daryl, who do you have for the Houston and the Tennessee game?
Titans. Check.
Wow. Me and you on the same page. I agree. If I could find them on my paper, I'd be happy. I agree. There we go. I agree. Houston, I'm sorry. Oops, I almost put you down for Houston.
Uh-oh.
Tennessee. I'm with Tennessee. I got Tennessee in this game. You got Tennessee also in this game.
Yes, I do.
I'm looking for Tennessee to actually step up on defense, step up on offense. I believe that they will pull out this win. Houston, I don't think will have enough to –
and beat the Seahawks, an NFC team that they have enough struggles against.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pick them this week.
Pick them this week, so I agree.
This week.
And then we have Tennessee, Houston.
Yeah.
All right, next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. I'm sorry, CBS. Wow, where did I get that from? We have the also the 2-1 Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the 1-2 New York Giants. Daryl, we talked about
Jets. Fix yourself. The Jets, man.
What did I say?
The Giants.
Wow, the New York Jets. Thank you. Daryl, we talked about the Jacksonville Jaguars and their ability to be a better team this year compared to what they were last year.
Absolutely.
With the whole Tom Coughlin coming in and building up their defense, stuff like that. And which speaks of that, just show real quickly the point in proven being from week 1. We was talking about Jacksonville giving hell to their defenses. They are ranked 3rd in the NFL. Taking a look at the last previous games head-to-head against the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. Jets won the last matchup in the preseason matchup of 2016, 17-13. The Jets also won the regular season matchup 28-23. And the Jets also won the preseason game 2013, 37-13. Now, considering Jacksonville was a weaker team this year, they look very strong. Daryl, what do you have?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Jaguars. Check.
Check. I agree. Check. I am with Jacksonville. I am rooting for Jacksonville, although they are an AFC South rival. I am going with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So am I. The defense going to continue to just blow away like how they did against another dangerous defense of the Baltimore Ravens. They just made them disappear. Like
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Swipe them out. Let's pick the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Let's pick them. So that's a good move. So we'll see what happens with that game. All right. Next game. Very interesting game here. One of the games I'm actually going to be looking for. 1 o'clock on Fox. We have the 2-1 Carolina Panthers going up against the 2-1 New England Patriots. To recap the head-to-head matchups in the last 3 games against this team, these are all preseason matchups. To me, just do not matter. The Patriots won all 3 matchups starting in 2016, 19-17, 2015, 17-16, and 2014, 30-7. This is a whole different scenario here. This is a season game. Daryl? Probably a tough decision. What do you have in this game?
It really is. But based off of what the Panthers did into the NFC South rival, the New Orleans Saints, they couldn't keep up with them even if they were 6 steps ahead.
Well, let's analyze this real quick and let's think about did you have a decision?
Yeah, I got a decision. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I got the Patriots.
Okay. You got the New England Patriots in this game. Now, after sitting here and looking at some of the rankings of the teams, I thought I want to just throw this out there real quick before I get my prediction. New England's ranked first in offense. Carolina's ranked 28th in offense. However, the flip, New England is ranked 32nd in defense, while Carolina is ranked first in defense. Here's the other flip. Carolina is ranked 30th in passing, while New England is ranked first in passing. And for the rushing game, for both sides are fairly even. New England's ranked 16th, Carolina's ranked 13th. That being said, after taking a look at this, and with Carolina with their strong defense going up against the #1 offense, we have talked about this going back into the Peyton Manning era when the Colts went into Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. And Tampa Bay had the #1 defense. Colts had the #1 offense. Mm-hmm. The #1 offense came out on top. Mm-hmm. And after looking at that, I have to agree with you. I'm going with New England.
I was ready to say, I was ready to reach across this screen and smack the god-living crap out of you.
Yeah, I'm going with New England. I'm going with New England. Don't want them to win, but I'm going with New England.
I don't either.
I'm going with New England.
This game I wouldn't even care about if Carolina won this game. I won't be disappointed.
I won't either. I will not be disappointed. Christian McCaffrey run all over their defense.
Yes.
They 32nd. So I expect them to run the football a lot more than throw it.
Yes.
I really do.
They need to run the
football. I hope that they get Christian McCaffrey more involved and get Jonathan Stewart more involved, and I hope that's what will happen in this game. Then that way they can start rolling with the play action and letting them bite off those type of passes to be able to get past the #1 offense.
There you go.
And I forgot what rank they were that quick in defense. I think it was 32nd.
That's okay.
All right, next game. Also, 1 o'clock on Fox. We have an NFC North divisional battle. We have the 2-1 Detroit Lions going up against the 2-1 Minnesota Vikings. To recap the last 3 matchups against these 2 teams, the Lions won the last matchup 16-13 in 2016, November 24th. I believe that was a Thursday night football game right there. Mm-hmm. All right. Matter of fact, yes, it was, because it was Thanksgiving. So Detroit always played Thanksgiving night. So that was a Thursday night game. Detroit won also the other matchup, November 6th, 2016, 22-16. And October 25th of 2015, the Vikings won 28-19. Daryl, let's have it. Who do you have for this Detroit Lions Minnesota Viking games?
The Detroit Lions.
Agreed. Detroit has shown a little bit more firepower, and Jim Caldwell is starting to show his knowledge in football, probably listening to other coaches. But he's starting to really shine right there. I have to say that. He's starting to shine.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Yep. And so is Greg Mandusky over there in Washington.
Huh?
Greg Mandusky, also with the former
coach
defensive coordinator. He's starting to shine over there in Washington.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there too.
And that's why he over here peeking in Indianapolis saying, just to make sure it ain't my fault. Point blank period.
Yep, ain't my fault. All right, next game. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. We have the 2-1 Bills going up against the undefeated 3-0 Atlanta Falcons. To recap, this is really nothing to really recap for one thing. Let's just say that the Falcons won the last three. Just the last three, one of them was a preseason game, and they still won that game. Let's just say that the Falcons won the last three games, considering and respectively.
Well, come on, let's get the scores in there. You already done did it with the first 6-7 games. Get this one in here.
Okay. Last year, December 1st, 2013, 34-31, Atlanta. 2009, December 27th, 31-3. And the preseason game, August 17, 2007, 13-10 Falcons.
Fair enough.
That being said, will their undefeated streak continue? Daryl, who do you have in this game?
Birds flying high, baby. 4-0 Falcons. Check.
I agree. Agreed. No arguments from this corner. So I definitely agree. They got a better offensive coordinator that could be able to call plays better than Kyle Shanahan.
I agree.
Out there.
Did he get fired?
No, he went on to coach
Washington.
I believe so.
See, he went to Washington. There. See, that wasn't so
bad. It was so bad. Yeah. Yeah. And just to note that Washington is 2-1 on the year.
Good for them. Good for them.
Not to say that a lot of it has to do with Kyle Shanahan. I think a lot of it has to do with that defense because they've been eating offenses up.
They are. They eat the fat off of them.
Oh, yeah. All right, story of the game. Next game. I'm hoping this game get flexed. Because this is a game that will boost ratings. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Kind of. Let me not go into that. Let me just say kind of. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. Subject to change. I'm really looking for this game to be subject to change. We had the 2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the 2-1 Baltimore Ravens. To recap these last three matchups against each other. Pittsburgh won the Miracle Christmas game. December 25th, 2016, they won 31-27. That was the game-winning touchdown Antonio Brown did in reaching for the goal line. And November 6, 2016, Baltimore won by a touchdown, 21-14. And December 27th, 2015, Baltimore also won 20-17. That being said, Daryl, we have always had a little bit of difficulties with this AFC North battle, considering that Pittsburgh and Baltimore are two bitter rivals that really show talent out on both sides of the ball for both sides of the teams there. Considering, who do you have in this game?
I'm stretching my wings out here, and I'm putting all my hope and faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what I got in this game. Agreed.
I believe that even though that Pittsburgh came off a crazy loss to who was it?
The Bears.
Yep.
The Bears.
Considering that they came off that loss, I think Baltimore is still discombobulated about Jacksonville. So I think Pittsburgh will pull this win off, and I'm going with Pittsburgh.
And it's so embarrassing because I said in the last podcast that this is going to be a vacation for the Baltimore Ravens. And so it was a vacation for them. They wasn't nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Jacksonville just winning that. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it, and they did. All I know is they did it.
And this is just me and my honest opinion. Jacksonville do so good. They should no longer be the Jacksonville Jaguars. They should be the London Jaguars. I'm just throwing it out there. Point blank period. They play so good at that stadium. They need to go and just be the London Jaguars.
I agree. Yeah, I believe agree. I believe agree.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yep. All right. A game that really don't matter for me. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. We have winless teams here. We have the 0-3 Cincinnati Bengals or the Zingles going up against the 0-3 Cleveland Zeros, the Cleveland Browns. Somebody got to win. Now, I'm just going off a pattern here. I'm just going to go off a pattern because stats don't matter in this game to me. Somebody got to win. So I'm just going to just go with a pattern and be done with it. The head-to-head matchup in these previous games, Cincinnati has won all 3 last matchups. December 11, 2016, 23-10. October 23rd, 2016, 31-17. And December 6, 2015, 37-3. And they have all been by large margins. Daryl, that being said, who do you have in this game?
Like you said, somebody got to win, and it's probably going to be the Bengals.
Check. Agreed. Actually, ooh. I'm looking and thinking about Deshaun Kaiser, and I'm thinking about Kaiser, and I'm really thinking about him because he's really starting to come up. Let me not do that. I got Cincinnati in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati. Because they came close.
Yes, they did. Against the
Cleveland came close, against the Colts.
Yes, they did.
They came close.
And that's exactly why I picked the Browns to win that game because of the Colts' fourth quarter collapse.
And they almost collapsed.
And see, it may not be nothing with the Browns and the Bengals. It may not mean nothing, but that just shows the motivation they can actually have going into the war. So you never know what could happen.
If I'm then kind of was hesitant, but I'll just keep that and keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
Bengals. Next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We have the 2-1 Los Angeles Rams going up against the 1-1 Dallas Cowboys. To recap the head-to-head matchups. Wow. Okay, never mind. I have to look at the date. Then San Diego Chargers. No. Yeah. No. Then wait, this is the Rams. Sorry.
This is then San Diego.
Yeah, that's what you said. Then San Diego.
No, it ain't. No,
it's come on now.
St. Louis Rams, sorry.
Thank you. St. Louis Rams. Then St. Louis Rams. These teams are confusing me.
Yeah.
St. Louis won the last 2 matchups, but they were preseason games. August 12, no, this is Los Angeles. Los Angeles, August 12, 2017, 13-10. St. Louis won the other preseason matchup in 2016, 28-24. And St. Louis lost the regular season matchup against Dallas, September 24, 2014, 34-31. That being said, Daryl, who do you have in this game?
Cowboys really haven't shown their worth so far this season. And the Rams, they having an up and down season too. So, with that being said, I am going to take a chance, and I'm going with the Cowboys.
Agreed again. Agreed again. I'm going with the Cowboys. I believe this would be their bounce back. They will get back up to 2-1. Yeah, they'll get up to 2-1 this week with this win. And I believe they would sincerely do that.
Yeah.
Considering that the Rams is doing better at passing and rushing and offense.
The Rams have just improved overall from last
with their offensive game plans, but after their defense is what's going to hurt them in this game. So I'm still going to stick with Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to stick with Dallas in this game. All right, next game. Don't they start some of the bye weeks? No?
No, that's next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's next week. Okay, I was just trying to figure out where is because I'm not seeing. Did we already talk about it? Mm-mm. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Next game is the first 4 or 5 game on Fox. We have the 2-1 Philadelphia Eagles going up against the 0-3 Los Angeles Chargers. I am so tired of these Los Angeles teams. I'm so tired.
So am I, there.
I am sick of them. I'm just sick of them. Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers. I can imagine the Los Angeles teams in the NHL. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Kings.
Okay, thank you. The Los Angeles Rams. All these Los Angeles teams.
Los Angeles Angels.
Baseball. Yep.
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. I'm sick of them. It's too many of them. It's like trying to, memorize a bunch of names starting with D. It's ridiculous.
I'm kidding.
Just to recap the last 3 matchups against this team, the then San Diego Chargers defeated them 33-30 on September 15th, and San Diego also defeated them in 2009, November 15th, 31-23. In 2005, Philadelphia Eagles defeated the San Diego Chargers 20-17. They were then San Diego Chargers. That being said, Daryl, what do you have in this game?
Eagles.
Check.
Straight
I agree. Eagles. On the road.
Yep.
On the road. All right, the next game, also 405 on Fox. We have the 0-3 New York Giants going up against the 1-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very interesting. Who plays Monday night tonight?
Redskins and Chiefs.
No. Tonight.
Oh, tonight. Cowboys and Cardinals.
Okay. Cardinals and who?
Cowboys.
Okay. That Cowboys record was unofficial. That was a 1-1 record, but they're not unofficially 2-1 or 1-2 just yet. So I'm looking for the Cowboys to be 3-1 and not 2-1. Just had to make sure I correct myself on that. Same thing with never mind. Okay, to recap the head-to-head matchups in the last 3 games, the Giants came out on top on all 3 games. Wow. 2015, 32-18. 2012, 41-34. And September 27th of 2009, 24-0. Daryl, an 0-3 record. Do you expect the Giants to step back up, or do you expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to pull out a 2-1 win?
Buccaneers.
Wow, you're going against them.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
the Giants are having too much problems right now. It's not within Eli Manning or Odell Beckham or Brandon Marshall or anything of that sort. They got the problem. It's the defense. And I'm starting to see that. The defense has really trashed, to me, in the way that they have actually tried to keep up with other opponents.
Okay. That being said, Giants are 16th in defense. Tampa Bay is 30th in defense. However, their rushing game is not good. The Giants, they are 32nd in rushing. They are 8th in passing. They are 8th in passing. The Giants are, and then Tampa Bay is 9th in passing. Offensive rank, Tampa Bay is 15th, and Giants are 20th.
Well, it's just going to be about the offensive game. It ain't going to be about no defense. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it.
So you think it's going to be a high-scoring game?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, I am actually about to agree to make a big old risk here, and I'm picking the Giants in this game. I'm picking the Giants. I don't know. Something's telling me to pick the Giants, and I'm picking them.
Pick them. I got the Bucks.
Something just telling me to go with the Giants. So I think this might be a. This makes me think back to the 2007. It makes me go back to the 2000. No, yeah, it makes me go back to the 2007 matchup in the playoffs. What year was that? 2007. Yeah, when they won the Super Bowl that year, the Giants did. I'm thinking about that, and something is just telling me that they might have their way. So I'm actually sticking with the Giants. I'm going to stick with the Giants.
Sweet.
All right, next game. Also, 4:05 on Fox. We have. Make sure I'm staying on track. Here we go. We got another winless team. We have the 0-3 San Francisco 49ers going up against the 1-1 Arizona Cardinals. Again, that Arizona Cardinals record is unofficial. Just to look at the last three matchups against these two teams, the Cardinals won all three, and they were all regular season games. Cardinals won by 3, 2016, November 13, 23-20. They also won October 6, 2016, 33-21. And they also won November 29, 2015, 19-13. This is also a NFC West battle. Daryl?
I got the Cardinals, point blank, period.
Agreed. No introduction. We know where this is going, so I agree. 49ers coming off that horrific loss Thursday night.
Actually, yeah, it was horrific. It was a terror, really, because of how close the game was.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals in this game. Might not be as close, but
yeah,
going with the Cardinals.
You want the Cardinals.
And again, that Arizona Cardinals record is undetermined until after tonight's Monday night football game, which I'm hoping that they will win tonight also.
Mm-hmm.
That would hopefully improve their record to 3-1. All right, next game, AFC West battle. We have the 4:25 game on CBS. We have the 2-1 Oakland Raiders. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Going up against the 2-1 Denver Broncos. The previous matchups against these two teams, they are the AFC West battle divisionals. So all of these are season games. Broncos won January 1st, 2017, 24-6, and then the Raiders won the last two games. November 6, 2016, 30-20, and December 13, 2015, 15-12. Wow. Daryl? They lost with Peyton Manning on the team? Very interesting. Daryl, who do you have in this game?
I got the Raiders.
I agree. I'm going with the Raiders. I think Sunday night game when the Raiders played the Redskins, I noticed that Oakland was a little antsy because Washington had figured them out, so they was trying to get them off guard, but they couldn't do it because they were throwing themselves off guard.
Exactly.
So that kind of just was
that changed the whole complexion of the game. Yeah,
and didn't see a whole lot of Marshawn Lynch that night either. So
right,
didn't see a whole lot of him. So that could have been a big effect. All right, next game, Sunday night game, hoping to be flexed. 8:30 on NBC. We have the 1-2 Indianapolis Colts going up against the 1-2 Seattle Seahawks. To recap this game, the last three matchups against the two teams, the Indianapolis Colts had won the last three. No, I'm sorry, the last two games. The other game was a preseason game. And matter of fact, I'll get to that in a second. October 6, 2013, the Indianapolis Colts won 34-28. Andrew Luck was playing then. And they also won the October 4th, 2009 game. That October 6, 2013 game, that was a game that Seattle was supposed to have won, but the Colts came in and said, y'all not about to go to continue to be undefeated on our turf. And they went on to put them at a 3-1 record. But the Colts also won the October 4th, 2009 game. That was also where the Colts were undefeated, and they continued to be undefeated in that streak, 34-17. And the preseason matchup, August 20, 2006, sound familiar to you?
With that?
August 20th, 2006, they sound familiar to you? That was our very first Colts game.
Yes, it was.
That was a preseason game. That was our very first day, and 11 years later, we are still with the Indianapolis Colts, working with them and other people down at the stadium. Seattle won that matchup. That's when Matt Hasselbeck was quarterback for the team. And Seneca Wallace was on the team at that time.
Yes.
Seattle won that game 30-17. A little bit of history there with that. Seattle also snapped the Indianapolis Colts streak when Tony Dungy's son had gotten killed back in 2000.
I want to say 2005.
Something like that. I want to say
2005.
Matt Hasselbeck was on the team also then too. They snapped their undefeated streak. NBC, national television. Do it deserve it? Absolutely not.
I agree.
Daryl, who do you have in this game?
You remember that final score from the Colts and the Rams game back in week 1? Was it 45-7?
I think it was 46-9.
Oh, 46-9, something like that? Yeah. I'm expecting something like that of this sort of Sunday night. I got the Seahawks.
Okay. Let's take a look at the rankings real quick. Seattle outranks them in everything.
I know they do. Blowout.
I agree.
Blowout.
I don't know about a blowout, but I definitely going to say Seahawks going to win. Comfortable margin.
Blowout.
All right. There you have it. All right. Monday night. Last game. Monday, October 2nd. On ESPN, 8:30. We have the 2-1 Washington Redskins going up against the 3-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Very good game right here. This is a good game right here. This is a good game. To recap the last three matchups against both of these teams, my God. All season matchups. December 8, 2013, Kansas City won actually all three matchups. Kansas City won 45-10. In 2009, October 18, Kansas City also won 14-6, and October 16, 2005, Kansas City won 28-21. History has a way of repeating itself.
Yes, it does.
Just looking at the last three, Durham, who do you have? Do you have Kansas City 4-0 or 3-1?
4-0, Kansas City.
I agree.
No introduction to this. It's perfectly simple. Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's take a look at the rankings. Ooh. Kansas City ranked first in the rushing, of course, as Kareem Hunt. He's the reason why they ranked the number one.
That's your two words right there. That's the reason why they gonna win. Kareem Hunt.
But there's a problem. Kansas City ranks 28th in defense.
Shove it. Kareem Hunt. Washington
ranks 5th
in defense. I don't care.
I I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket if I was you. We just talked about Graham Mandusky over there in Washington. We just talked about that. Be very careful with that, Durham, especially if you're a fantasy owner. Be very careful and make a wise decision on this. Be very careful about that.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. Even though that Washington has a stellar defense against other opponents, but who has been able to shut down Kareem Hunt? Look, let's be honest here. If Washington's passing defense can actually shut down the throw with Kareem Hunt, that'll be a whole nother ball game. Kareem Hunt hadn't even had a lot of receiving yards. All he has to do is run the football. He's too fast. Who's going to stop that? I'm sorry. I cannot see Washington stopping that defense, that run of Kareem Hunt. I cannot see it. They have to hurt him to shut him down. I'm sorry. I just cannot see it.
Durham, let me ask you something. Who expected the Denver Broncos to shut down Ezekiel Elliott?
He's distracted.
Think about that.
He's distracted.
That's not an excuse.
I didn't say that was an excuse, but that is the exact reason why he cannot focus on the game. He got too much stuff going on off the field.
He had it going on ever since he came into the NFL.
But he didn't have those problems in 2016. He was able to focus. He was able to focus.
He was still being investigated, girl. He was still being investigated. It didn't make a difference on that behalf.
But when you're being investigated versus being on court date now, that is a whole separate ball game.
They're not even worried about it now. Now he can focus on the game. Who expected the Denver Broncos to shut down Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys? Who expected that? Nobody. Everybody expected Ezekiel Elliott to run all over their defense, and they did just the contrary. Matter of fact, he barely got any touches off of that. Be very careful.
Kareem Hunt can focus more better than Ezekiel Elliott.
Be very careful. I'm telling you, be careful about that, man. Be careful about that.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yep.
Be careful. Mm-hmm. Give me your predictions for week 4 in the NFL. Very interesting week. We'll see how it all turns out.
Yeah, it turns out. All right, there's one piece of news to take a look at that cannot be waited a little longer than expected. I wanted to touch up with Darren on an particular headline that we talked about, that we are going to talk about here right now. Carmelo Anthony. He has officially been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, in hands, the Knicks got Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and the Bulls' 2018 second-round draft pick from, of course, from Carmelo Anthony, excuse me. And, of course, the Thunder got Carmelo Anthony. So, now that Russell Westbrook got some help from a surging Paul George and now Carmelo Anthony, how do you think at this point that the Thunder will compete with the West and advance to the finals again, like how they did back in 2011 with Kevin Durant? How do you think this could fairly match up?
I'm just going to say it's going to be interesting. That's all. I'm concerned about something. I'm concerned about Russell Westbrook.
Me too.
He's probably not going to get his triple doubles like how he used to. However, he's probably, if it's me and just my personal opinion, a lot of people might be thinking I'm reaching, but I think Russell Westbrook might set a record in assists. One of them perhaps could be Scott Skiles in single assist in the game. I think he might just beat Scott Skiles. I really do. If you got Carmelo Anthony and Paul George on the same team like that, and if Paul George can be able to shoot the ball better, keyword, shoot the ball better, excuse me, keywords, shoot the ball better, then you definitely have a very good contendership. Now, you lose Doug McDermott. He could have really helped you with that, but
Right.
that's where Carmelo Anthony comes in, Paul George comes in. And then you also have the starting lineup confusion. You are going to have all kinds of distractions on the behalf of who to start, who not to start.
Well, the potential starters, of course, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook is supposed to be in that starting lineup.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't either. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the forward position. How that's going to work out between Carmelo Anthony and Paul George.
Right.
That is the only thing that's really concerning me. But all three of them should be in the starting lineup again.
That was the one good thing about Bird that I can't respect. Paul George did play the forward position. He did play it. He's not good at it, but he played it. Mm-hmm. That's a big matchup against most teams. So you probably, so you might not. Well, here's another problem. It might not even be so much that Paul George will be playing the 4 or the 3rd position. He might be playing the 2. Yeah. He might be playing the 2.
And that's the problem. He's been shooting when he was with the Pacers. He was shooting a lot, so he's been playing the 3. And he was supposed to be more of a balanced position of a forward and a guard.
Right. So he might be playing the 2 this year. And Carmelo might just play his 3rd or his 3. He might play his 3. Yeah. So that could be resolved right then and there because I don't even know who their shoot guard is. Victor Oladipo left to go to the Pacers.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So that's a done deal. So I'm expecting Paul George to play the 2 this year. A whole lot more than none and often. I think he might fill in for Carmelo Anthony when he's on the bench and Paul George is out playing. Other than that.
So what do you think? Carmelo Anthony, 6'8", 240. Think he'll be playing the power forward?
Mm-mm. He'll play 3. He'll play 3. They ain't got nobody for the 3. Who they got for the 3? Got the rest gone.
Or unless if they got somebody from that was actually in the starting lineup last year, they might have him, or they might get Doug McDermott. Who knows?
But Doug McDermott is gone.
Duh, I just said that.
Yeah, so that's why Carmelo Anthony gonna most likely get the 3rd position. The 3rd, number 3.
Yep. So, like I said, it could be somebody that actually started at the 3 spot last year. Who knows? I
think it might be flat out Carmelo Anthony. They ain't about to agree to waste that trade just to let him sit on the bench. No.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. He's already guaranteed in the starting lineup anyway. He's already guaranteed it. Carmelo Anthony is, and Paul George was too. So, and Russell Westbrook. So, all 3 of them are in the starting lineup. Yep. So, yeah, that was a big headline coming into this portion of the podcast today with Carmelo Anthony being traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Mm-hmm. Hopefully bringing back some playoff swag back to Oklahoma City again.
Absolutely.
We'll see how this works out in the end. Carmelo Anthony, ladies and gentlemen. All right, final thoughts on what stood up to us for week 3. Darren, what you got? What stood out to you?
Just a second. Just 1 second. Well, not 1 second, but more than 1 second.
Of course.
Few seconds.
Okay.
Okay. What stood out to me? Week 3. Had it. The Washington Redskins. That's what stood out to me in week 3. I watched that game last night. I was very impressed with Washington and how they just manhandled Oakland. Only allowing them 10 points off of a high-power offense. Very impressive.
Very impressive.
Washington Redskins.
Washington Redskins. All right. We talked about it before, dear. Here's what stood out to me. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Absolutely.
They stood out to me because of their ability to shut down a high-powered defense.
Well, I expected that. So that's not really going to stand out to me, of course, because I expected that to happen just considering that Jacksonville had their way.
Well, going to that game, they were both the high-powered defense.
Right. Right.
And that was supposed to be a low-scoring game, but for Jacksonville to score, what? How many points? 44?
44. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that stood out to me. How did Blake Bortles get those type of points on the board against a high-powered defense? That stood out to me.
Yeah.
That's impressive body of work.
Very impressive. Very impressive. I'm just more impressed with Washington, considering that they scored 27 points on a team that they weren't even supposed to win against.
No. And we both picked, what, the Raiders to win that game, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington always had their way with Sunday nights and Monday night games.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they played a big deal, too.
Yeah.
They played a big deal. So.
Absolutely.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we can go ahead and wrap this up and get on out of here.
I'm with it.
Here we go. All right, that is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, just give this video a thumbs up. And how you feel about today's show, you just comment in the comment section as usual. We are here. Of course, we're on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You just hit us up there. You got any questions for us? Anything in particular, doesn't matter what it is, just hit us up there on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram social media sites. And that's the best way we can. But until then, I'm Daryl. Darren's on the opposite side.
Yeah.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Daryl Watts. As many of you know, me and Darren enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you got to do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio-only purposes for those who enjoy audio only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking of analysis, and you can check that out at doubletakesportstalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.